at the Alachua County Agriculture and Equestrian Center Arena, renaming in honor of Commissioner Lee Pinkeson. So Lee was a definite friend for agriculture during his 16 years, I believe it was, that you served up there on the county commission. So a definite friend for agriculture and the rural communities, looking out for us, and was a large part of making this happen, getting us the fairgrounds out here, and just supporting the youth fair overall. And so we certainly appreciate that. We're going to take this time and allow the Alachua County Commission Chair, Mary Helen Wheeler, to say a few words.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. I am Commissioner Mary Helen Wheeler, and I am here representing the Board of Alachua County Commissioners on this most auspicious night. I'm so honored to be able to do this. I gotta say, a person's legacy is defined as the mark of that an individual leaves on the world, the richness of their life, including what they have accomplished and the impact they have had on people and places. And Lee, I don't know if you have any idea how hard it is to follow in somebody's footsteps like you. But, well, I gotta say to you folks too, that when I came on the board and Lee left it, he pulled me to the side and he said, please make sure that you're taking care of the outlying municipalities. And so Newberry, when you all invite me to come, I come. And it's not just because I wanna be there, it's just because I promised this man I would be. So, Lee's final act as a commission chair and as a commissioner was signing the paperwork to purchase this property. Relocating the fairgrounds after decades of talk to this beautifully renovated facility is his legacy, a gift that Alachua County citizens will benefit from for generations. And we can see out here those generations that are going to be enjoying that going further into our future here. And when the City of Newberry, Alachua County Farm Bureau, Farm Credit, Alachua County Cattlemen's Association, and IFAS Extension approached the county to name the facility in his honor, we said, well, yeah, and voted unanimously and enthusiastically yes. Thank you, Lee, for your continued and unwavering support of agriculture. I'm so proud to help you unveil your plaque dedicating the arena in your honor, which will be mounted on the arena so everyone who enters this building will remember your contributions and service to the great citizens of Alachua County. And I gotta say, generally when you come into a place like this, where there's a name on a spot in an arena like this, people are gonna be surprised that you're not an old dead guy, that you're a young, vibrant man still producing and working for the community here. And, and I want to say too, as a special message, you're getting a message. Becky called me tonight and said, please congratulate you on this honor, and those wishes are coming from the whole THAC family that have known and worked with you for so long. So congratulations.
Also want to recognize, we always, especially as elected officials, we want to recognize our spouses. And Tina Pinkeson's out in the front row, and I know he couldn't do any of his service without her, and thank you for also inviting me to be here as well. All right, getting next, my good friend from the City of Newberry, Mayor Jordan Marlowe, to give a few words.
Lee, I'm so happy that we're here today. I can't think of anybody that's more deserving of this moment. And, you know, Lee is probably going to say something like it took a whole lot of people and a whole lot of entities to make today happen, because that's the kind of guy he is. But I don't think there's anybody that wouldn't agree without Lee, we wouldn't be here. Lee was here from the start. He made this a priority. We needed a champion. We needed somebody that could pull all of those different governing bodies, all of those different groups, all of those different interests together in order to make today happen. And that was you, sir. We couldn't have done it. We couldn't have done it. So don't let him be humble. We're here because of him. And on behalf of the City of Newberry, we are appreciative that this is your legacy, because we are an ag community, and this is going to keep ag as the gateway to our city. So on behalf of my fellow commissioners over here, thank you, sir, for what you've done. It means the world. to us, to our city, and to generations of kids that are behind us right now. So thank you so much.
All right. And Jordan, don't be too discouraged. We did save a little small building out there for you. That's where we take all the stuff that we scoop up after the show and we put it in. So, no, you're good. Good deal. Next up, we have the UF IFAS Extension Alachua County Director, Ms. Dr. Cynthia Sanders.
Thank you, Matt. I just want to say I've been in Extension for going on 21 years now and grew up in 4-H and FFA in this county. And for the past 14, 16 years that he was a commissioner, I think we've served on about 4 or 5 fairgrounds committees, all put together. And I just want to thank the city of Newberry when they came through and bought the 5 acres that is adjacent to the arena for our office. When we were filling out some grants and applications, and Lee said, "What's it going to take to get your office out there?" And I remember we were talking about a particular grant. I said, "Well, it says the Alachua County Extension Office has to be adjacent or on that same land." And Lee said, "Well, then there you go." So it's a done deal. So then our building started. So I remember also every time we talked about a fairgrounds location, he would look at me and say, and call me out in a commission meeting many times, and call some of our board of directors out for the fair board, and he would call us out and say, "Is this going to work for the youth fair? Is this going to work for the Alachua County Youth Fair?" And every time, you know, we'd tell him yes or maybe, but when this one came along, we said, "You betcha, Lee, this is going to work for our function, our yearly youth fair." And there are people that have worked on this for many, many years, and you know that, and some of them have passed, and they are looking down on us now thinking what a great facility we have here in Alachua County for our 4-H and FFA youth. I want to thank you, Lee, for supporting us all those years. He's our neighbor now, and he was our first citizen that came into our building. We were moving in September, and he was wheeling through the parking lot, and I went out there and grabbed him and made him walk through. And at that time, we were all wearing masks, and he said, "I can see the smile on your face behind that mask." I said, "I can see yours too." So, Lee, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting youth in our county, not only 4-H and FFA, but all our youth and our leaders of tomorrow. And you're our neighbor now, so you know you're welcome anytime. And now you can, when you go by this facility, you'll know that the name is on it. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanders. And now, if we would join me in giving a warm round of applause and welcoming Mr. Commissioner Lee Pinkerton, the former Alachua County Commissioner, to his namesake.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, that's enough of that. Thank you. Because I'm not the gifted speakers that we have seen, I wrote this down. So, good evening. This is an incredibly humbling experience, and I can't say what an honor it is, but how blessed, lucky, fortunate I am to be here sharing this moment with my family. And please put up with this for a second. Matthew, Crystal, Christopher, Justin, Kyle, the grandkids. Okay, grandkids, that would be Emma, Andrew, William. Stand up and take a bow. And last but certainly not least, my much better half, Tina. She has been my friend, confidant, confidant, therapist, and cheerleader. I definitely married up. A number of my friends are here tonight as well, and had it not been for their help, along with the overwhelming support from the outlying areas, I would not be standing right here, right now. I can never tell y'all thank you enough. While I am doing my best impersonation of the Academy Awards, I have to thank the City of Newberry for their leadership and financial commitment to the fairgrounds. They were essential to this becoming a reality. I think they also spearheaded this naming event to make it happen, soliciting letters of support to present to the County Commission as well. I need to thank all the past commissions as well as the present one for making the decisions to make this happen. And lastly, we have to give kudos to our magnificent staff. They get challenged with, okay, here's what we said to do, and they did this, and they have presented us with the premier fairgrounds in the state of Florida. So they need a hand. It was actually the youth fair that got me hooked in trying to upgrade the fairgrounds. The county talked about this for something like, I think wherever Guy Hale is, I think we figured out it was between 30 and 40 years. Here are all these wonderful young adults doing something positive and productive, learning all kinds of life skills with incredible support from their parents, and the facilities were less than par. So I remember distinctly Tori Banner taking me around. She was little at the time. She's grown up, married, and living in Jacksonville. And she showed me the rabbits, the goats, and the chickens and the roosters. And I mean, the information that was spewing out of this little girl's mouth was just fascinating. And at that point, I was hooked. So, the rural part of the county deserved this. Y'all work hard, keep your head down, don't say much until something needs to be said, and then the outliers contribute so much to the county. Financially, they are the second leading economic driver in the county. Y'all give the county its flavor and its character, and you give so much, and this was just one small way of saying thank you. Now tomorrow night is a celebrity event, which I got to participate in on numerous occasions. For the most part, this is a time when the celebrities look foolish because they don't know squat about animals. Sometimes there are ringers like Buddy Irby, Ted Yoho, and Gina Peebles. We usually would show, and I'm so going to throw a couple people in the bus, my wife included. We usually show hogs, goats, and such, but one time it came to cow milking. And Buddy Irby was just gleaming, and I didn't know why at the time, but I didn't have a clue how to milk a cow. So I went out early, and I said, okay, can y'all show me how to make a cow produce milk? And so this little girl was kind enough. She took me over there, and I traumatized that poor goat. It probably never recovered, but anyway, I did get milk. So anyway, went home. You know, and Tina was on the school board at the time, so she was also participating as well. So she asked me on the way out to stop by and the minute mark, and I said, okay, fine. So she did, and then we went in there, and the event started, and there's old Buddy, he's still gleaming, you know, and so the event starts, and there's Buddy Irby, and y'all just have to bear with me for saying he knows exactly what he's doing. Well, it turns out he worked milking cows, I think, for a summer. So. And then, you know, I'm trying real hard, and I did get a couple things of milk going into the pail. And then all of a sudden, the crowd just starts laughing. And I couldn't understand, so I kind of peeked around the cow, under the cow, whatever. And there's my lovely bride as she whips out the half a gallon. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, she deliberately picked a dark cow. And she looked up and said, here. And she showed the audience a half a gallon of chocolate milk. And then proceeded to pour it into the pail. Well, Buddy Irby won. He milked 2 cows and 1 bull, and that bull is one happy bull. And Tina was permanently banned from future cow milking contests in the state of Florida. So I want to tell good luck to all the participants tonight. You are our future, and you make us so proud. Thank you again. This is such an honor. I appreciate it.
All right. Now we're going to have...
Everyone who's taking pictures, if you will get ready, we're going to do the unveiling. Let's give them just a second. We're going to do a 1, 2, 3 and unveil, and if people want to cheer wildly, this would be a good time to do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
All right. We'll be getting started shortly. Tina will come in here and take a picture. We are not going to have a milking contest. You can come on in and take a picture. We'll get started momentarily with our beef show.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gay proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good job, good job. All right, thank you all. Also, there are cookies and bottled waters over at the ramp, near the ramp, as part of the refreshments from earlier. Now, to get started on our beef show, market steer, bred and owned. Bear with me as I'm working my way through this, first time doing it. I was told not to tell any livestock jokes because I butcher them all. So bear with me. All right, so our judge comes to us, Shai LeClaire, from way over in Volusia County in DeLand, Florida. His occupation, from 8 to 5, he's an insurance agent. All other hours, assisting youth in the livestock industry exceed yesterday's goal. Currently operating a small show pig with 15 sows and American cross calf production operation. He was raised on his family farm and ranch in western Wyoming, where he ran cattle as well farrowed 10 litters of show pigs a year. Started showing and judging livestock through 4-H and on the FFA. He's been part of the Casper College livestock judging team from 1995 to 96, multiple top 10 individual and team placings. Oklahoma Panhandle State University from 96 to 98, along with multiple top 10 individual and team placings. Let's have a round of applause for Shai LeClaire. All right, in order we have our steer bred and owned, Clay Rowland from Santa Fe High School, FFA. Jacob Cernsey from Hawthorne High School, FFA. Katie Eubanks from Micanopy Friendship 4-H. Emma Rowland from Santa Fe High School, FFA. Savannah Johnson from Hawthorne Area 4-H Club. Lance Farr, Newberry 4-H Club. Kyle Thrift, Newberry High School, FFA. Our class award sponsors. Sponsorship is from R4 Farms. Thank you, R4 Farms, for sponsoring our class awards. Class 1, if you could start heading to the staging area. Class 1.
Well, good evening, and it's always been, I don't know, rather place I'd rather be on a Friday night than working with livestock and kids, and it's always exciting, and we're starting this one off with a bred, known, and raised, and all individuals out here, my tip of the hat off to you. All these calves are very nice and acceptable, and considering you done it with a cow that's at your house there is something else to be proud of. And I think when we start analyzing these livestock we have in the ring, young lady over here to my right's one we're going to lead off with, and I think a calf that combines some power, some stoutness, some structural correctness, one that maybe there when we look at him in the front, we would maybe like to lay that shoulder just a little more into him, not make him so bold and opened up, but there back, that's a calf that's really big and stout and he's top. We look at his length from his hooks to his pins, he offers the most. We get right behind him, he's the widest pin to his track and one as we go. Really nice calf here to lead off with. Let's congratulate this young lady. Second, the American calf here is kind of kind of calf that's doing some American things, and for an American, I think this calf's very well, young man with some Brahma influence in him. He's a calf that's probably our biggest over his top side of his skeleton there. Another one that's very stout and true to the ground. We can like maybe pick him up there in his tail set, give him a little more profile and balance and look, and I think he rivals a class above him. No doubt the young man coming in 3 here is a calf that's got all the look, the balance, and the profile we want. I think we just ran out of time, and if we had another 2 months, I think this calf, we can talk him up there to the top side of that. This is a really nice-looking calf you raised, young man. We just need some more time on feed. Soggy red calf here that we're coming in 4 with, one that's definitely bold and soft to the touch, should finish out really well when we hang him on the rail there. Same time though, we'd like to clean him up about his look, give him a little more balanced profile, maybe more so true him up there as we set the animal in motion. Young lady, smoky colored calf here is another one that I really admire. This one here, maybe just a quicker mature and patterned calf. I'd like to maybe lengthen him out there more on his front end, give him a little more profile and balance. Pair of black calves here that we round out with, calves that are really smooth to the touch as I get my hands on them. Same sense, so we need to true them from hock to ground, get them traveling just a little better for this show ring judge. Let's put our hands together for your first class and all these kiddos.
All right, so grand champion of this steer, bred and owned, is Savannah Johnson. Reserve champion is Lance Farr. In third is Clay Rowland. Fourth is Kyle Thrift. Fifth is Emma Rowland. Sixth is Katie Eubanks. And seventh is Jacob Surrency. Let's have a round of applause for all of our steer bred and owned. All right, class 1 of our market steer show, from 1,037 to 1,087 pounds. We have Bradley Kuhn from Santa Fe High School FFA and Clay Rowland from Santa Fe High School FFA. I'd like to take this time to thank some of our sponsors from Texas Trailers, Watson C&D Construction, B&M Equipment, HCA Healthcare, Cowboys Barbecue, Gatorland Toyota, D&W Pest Control, Farm Credit, Ray's Metalworks, Life South, and Florida Farm Bureau. Thank you all for your support of the 2022 Alachua County Youth Fair.
Let's put our hands together for our kids in our first class. And like you, sir, it's my first night, so we'll try not to mess this up. And if we do, we'll blame it on each other, right? I think like we talked there, just in your county bred and owned deal, I think this young man's solid black calf here is an easy, comfortable place for me to start. Like I described him in class, I like how this calf's shoulder lays into him. I like the look out in front of that shoulder he offers. We get on the top. I mean, this calf's big, stout, all the way down his back. He's a deep center, bold sprung type of calf. Get right behind him. He's really wide and square. Only thing is, we just run out of some days on him. Young lady brings a baldy calf in that when we lay our hand on him, surprisingly enough, the calf's pretty smooth all the way back to him, saying, like and kind as a class winner, one we'd just certainly like to see some more time on feed, maybe just to bulk calf up compared to our class winner. Clean him up there just a little bit in his front for this show judge. Great set of kids. Let's put our hands together for them.
All right, class winner Clay Rowland from Santa Fe High School FFA. Runner-up Riley Kuhn from Santa Fe High School FFA. Next in the ring will be Class 2. Centurior Williams from Hawthorne High School FFA. Katie Collins from Santa Fe High School FFA. All right, Katie Collins, Santa Fe High School FFA. Sarah Morgan, Hawthorne High School FFA. Jacob Surrency, Hawthorne High School FFA. Anthony Davila, Newberry 4-H Club. Raffle tickets are for sale over next to the Texas trailer over here. I believe it's $20 a piece. Go over there and see them, or 2 for $40, maybe even 5 for $100. Go over there and see them to win that trailer that's right there.
put our hands together with these kids in this class. And nice trio of calves here to lead off with. I'm an young man's Angus pairing calf. Here's one that right there when he comes at us, his brisket's full. We know this calf's going to have the right amount of finish for us. More so when we step to the side of him. I like the balanced look that this calf offers. One that's maybe squarer and truer there from his hooks to his pins. When we set the livestock in motion, he's the one that takes a longer, more athletic step for me on the drive. Simmental influenced calf here coming in too. One that hit me really hard when we come in the ring. Same sense when we step off him there. Here's rear 1/3. We've got him widening there when his hooks go into his pins, make him a little truer tracking. High yielding calf here in the yellow Charolais influenced calf here. One that maybe we'd just like to make him a little softer in his flank, put a little smoother finish on him, maybe even more so, give him a look and balance of the trio of the two pair above him. Young lady and young man in the black steers here, some that will definitely have the indicators of being fat and finished and ready. For me, more so, as we've got to work on their look and balance. Young lady's calf just gives me a little more levelness, squareness out of the hip than the young man's that we round out with, but no nice projects. Let's put our hands together for these kiddos.
All right, your class winner is Anthony Davila from Newberry 4-H Club. Second is Sarah Morgan from Hawthorne High School FFA. Third is Katie Collins from Santa Fe High School FFA. Fourth is Centuria Williams from Hawthorne High School FFA. And fifth is Jacob Surrency from Hawthorne High School FFA. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 2. All right, now entering the ring for Class 3. Tyler Robertson from Hawthorne High School FFA. Tessa Betke from Santa Fe High School FFA. Savannah McIntyre from Alachua Rope and Halter. Carson Willis from Santa Fe High School FFA. And rounding out the class is Katie Eubanks, Micanopy Friendship 4-H. These steer from 1,255 pounds up to 1,299. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, these steer in the pen, as well as the ones that came before them, they could be yours on Tuesday if you'd like to show up for the buyer's luncheon as well as the market animal sale. The buyer's luncheon starts at 11:30, and the market animal sale is at 1. Right here, come with your checkbook or your debit card, and we'll be happy to send one home with you.
Really nice place to lead this class off with the young ladies' calf here. One that we certainly admire, the look that this calf offers, the strength at top he gives us, the length and levelness of square to hip, and even more so the stoutness that he has when he touches himself to the ground when we get him set in motion. Really nice calf there to lead off with. Angus type calf here coming in twos. One definitely when we put our hand on him, he's soft and mellow all the way down, even into his lower there as we get our hand held on him. I think when we compare him to the class winner, one that just gives up some stoutness and feature, maybe some boldness and width from behind compared to the class winner. Young lady Charlotte calf here that we moved on up after our initial impression of one definitely packed power down on his top, a calf that we certainly admire for the finish that he has laid over him. And I think what moves him above the Brangus pattern calf there in 4 is one that he's definitely wider from pin to pin, truer from hock to ground force, and more so a whole lot more beef coming down the top side of each side. Brangus calf, I admit, I like him better of these looks and his balance when we step off from the side of him, but when we step in behind him there, I think that's when he falls short of coming over the smoky colored calf. Young man's calf here is another one that I admire how level and square he is here out of his hip. Another one when we handle him, handles kind of fresh, wants to fade out there a little more towards the bottom side of his ribs, but a really nice project he brings to us today. Let's put our hands together for all these exhibitors.
All right, your class winners for Class 3, Carson Willis from Santa Fe High School FFA. Savannah McIntyre from Alachua Rope and Halter. In 3rd, Katie Eubanks from Micanopy Friendship 4-H. In 4th, Tessa Betke from Santa Fe High School FFA. And in 5th, Tyler Robertson, Hawthorne High School FFA. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 3 participants. Now entering the ring for Class 4, Abby Castles from Hawthorne High School FFA. Emma Rowland from Santa Fe High School FFA. Madeline Worley from Hawthorne Area 4-H Club. Danny Wilms from Santa Fe High School FFA. Savannah Johnson from Hawthorne Area 4-H Club. And last but not least, Lance Farr from Newberry 4-H Club. I'd like to take this time to thank more of our sponsors that make the Alachua County Youth Fair possible. AC Cattlemen's Alachua County Cattlemen's Association, ViStar Credit Union, Archer Automotive and Tire, Campus USA Credit Union, KPI Engineering, Kale Partners, Architects and Interiors, SGS Contracting, GRE Signs, H2 Hill Engineering, Blackwell Electric, Circle H Ag Sales, Mitchell's Catering and Barbecue, Hobo Tractor, Micanopy Friendship 4-H, McGriff Williams Insurance, Whitfield Window and Door, Decker Construction, Town and Country at Cornerstone Academy 4-H, Clint Davis LLC, Sanders Grading LLC, High Springs FFA, CNC Cattle, Matthew and Shannon Brady, Windsor Warriors 4-H, 4-H Udder Club, JR and Crystal Richburg. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show possible.
Really nice set of calves here that we start this class with, and a top pair that we can talk through some differences. For me, it's a profile, balance, and look, and when we get right behind them, the young lady's calf that we lead off there with is a calf that's wider from pin to pin, truer from hock to ground, maybe takes a little freer, easier step when we get him set in motion. More so when we step right off to the side of him here and we got this profile. That calf stronger topped. He's more elevated there in his front. Gives us a cleaner look from the side. Young lady's calf here, one that's definitely full there in his brisket like we discussed him there when he won the bred and owned. And another calf that's big, stout, stop calf. When we get behind him, he's got all the power we want. But like I said, when we compare him to the contemporary that goes over him today, we want to strengthen him ever so slightly there in his top. Maybe lay that shoulder back in him, make him blend a little more for this show, Judge. Young man's Brahma Influence calf here, as we discussed earlier, is one that's definitely big, bold, and chucked open there on the top all the way back down. He's wide pin to pin. For him, I think where he gets beat is we need to pick him up there in his pin set, make him look a little more profile and balanced for me when we get out here to the side. Young lady's yellow calf that's coming in 4 is one that's definitely deep-centered and soggy made calf, same time kind of works against him, as we'd like to clean him up there in his head and neck, give him a little more sleek look out in front, add to his balance and profile. Other than that, we get right on top of the calf. That's a big top stout made calf to come in 4. Calves here in 5 and 6 are a pair of calves that kind of contradict themselves. Young lady's black calf there, maybe a little smoother and softer to touch. Same sense, we'd like to true him up, hawk the ground, make him more comfortable when we get him set in motion. Young man's Hereford Influence calf here is one that's definitely more comfortable in motion, got more flex and range there in his hawk and his ground. Same sense, so we've got to get him softer and more mellower to the touch for me. Give him a shot more muscle and stoutness as he leaves us. Let's put our hands together for these kiddos. 3-3.
All right, our Class 4 winners. First place, Madeline Worley, Hawthorne Area 4-H Club. Second place, Savannah Johnson, Hawthorne Area 4-H Club. Third place, Lance Farr, Newberry 4-H Club. Fourth place, Abby Castles, Hawthorne High School FFA. Fifth place, Emma Rowland, Santa Fe High School FFA. And in sixth place, Danny Wilms, Santa Fe High School FFA. Now entering the ring in the last but not least class of number 5 from 1415 pounds to 1,521 pounds. Entering the ring, Kyle Thrift from Newberry High School FFA. And entering the ring is going to be Iris Van Alstyne, Santa Fe High School FFA. Fans, also, if you have friends and family from around the country or just don't want to come outside on the road, they can also tune in to the live stream of the event on Showworks. Go on Showworks and you can see the live stream of the event, and on Facebook and on YouTube. So YouTube and Facebook, you can go on there and see it. And if it's on those, you can believe it's real, right? Tomorrow morning we get started bright and early with the Dairy Goat Show at 9 a.m. And then the poultry judging. 11 o'clock is going to be the Rabbit Show and Showmanship. Class winners, you need to be in the staging area. Clay Rowland, Anthony Davila, Carson Willis, Madeline Worley, we need you in the staging area. Second place class winners also need to be ready and waiting. Bradley Kuhn, Sarah Morgan, Savannah McIntyre, and Savannah Johnson need to be ready and waiting in case your class winner gets called for grand champion.
We get into our heavyweights here, and a pair of calves that are both very adequately in their finishes. You get your hand on them, both soft and mellow there to the touch. I'm going to leg stick with the young man's red calf here to lead off the class. Simply want to give us more product down and out his top. He's a bigger, bolder top calf. We get to the side, he's leveler and square from his hooks to his pins, and when we get behind him, his true width from pin to ground as well as from stifle. A stifle comes above the young lady's black calf here. Black calf here, one that we definitely admire about the look and the balance the calf offers us. I just consequently felt there was too much power and substance in the young man's red calf to swap the two. Let's give our hands a round of applause for the young kids here as they round us out.
Class 5 winner was Kyle Thrift from Newberry High School FFA. Second place was Iris Van Alstyne from Santa Fe High School FFA. Now we'll have the callback for the final drive. For our market steer animals, this is all of our class winners coming back into the ring. Clay Rowland, Anthony Davila, Carson Willis, Madeline Worley, and Kyle Thrift, all in the ring for the final drive.
Folks, let's put our hands together for the grand drive. Hey, I think it's a Friday night, folks, and I've watched some national shows, and they get a lot louder than that. And some of these kids, this is their one time a year that they get to come to a ring after spending all year working on this project. Let's get a little louder and put our hands together for these kids on the grand drive. Thank you. That sounds a little better. That being said, I think as we step back and evaluate these class winners, I think I'm very pleased with my mind, and I think those numbers may have been small in this show. I think the quality rose itself to the top, and all good livestock don't come in the same package, shape, or form, but I think as you start down here at Class 1 and work yourself all the way back, we've got look, balance, and profile on all these steers, stuff that's comfortable and athletic when we get them set in motion. And I think the finish is adequate all the way up. Like I said, the young man there, if we maybe had a few more days, I think he's really in the hunt here, but that's really a superb little calf. Young man's black calf, there's another one, really mellow to the touch, even though he's at a lighter weight, like the look and the balance that he's got. Young ladies here that are bringing these calves out as we talked to them in class, they're powerhouses with some look and balance from the side, very comfortable and athletic. We set them in motion. Young man that we round out with, that's a calf that's got a lot of stoutness and power to him. Maybe a little heavier finish than some of them above him, but he's had more time on feet as he's the biggest one in here. Again, let's put our hands together. I'll make one more final look and find you a grand champion.
Your grand champion for the market steer is Carson Willis. Coming back into the ring is going to be Savannah McIntyre, who is a runner-up in that division.
I think we bring second in that. That's a really nice calf there as we evaluate him. Just looks, balance, and profile. Very complete calf. I think there was another one out here that rivaled our champion tonight, and I think it was really close to me. I think there's just some key subtle differences that made this show judge just a little more comfortable in using the one for champion. Young lady, go ahead and pull that calf up here. You're going to be our reserve.
Our reserve grand champion is Madeline Worley from Hawthorne Area 4-H Club. Congratulations to our grand champion, Carson Willis from Santa Fe High School FFA, and our reserve grand champion, Madeline Worley. Let's have a big round of applause for all of our participants. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our steer show tonight. We appreciate you coming out and supporting the youth doing this. No top five in this one.
I was going to blame it on your first night.
I always blame it on my first night. Tomorrow night, that'll be my first night again. So, but tomorrow, come join us as we have dairy goats starting in the morning at 9 a.m., poultry judging at 9 a.m., rabbit show and showmanship at 11 a.m., the bred and owned heifer, mature cow, bull, beef heifer, bull, mature cow show to follow at 1 p.m., poultry skillathon will be at 3, the rabbit skillathon will be at 4, And the celebrity show will be at 5:30. Come and watch them. And then the main event will be at 6 p.m., the swine show. All these pigs behind us will be entering the ring as we have the swine show at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Once again, thank you all for coming out to the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. Thank you to our sponsors. Make sure you stop by the table on your way out. Grab yourself a ticket for this trailer from Texas Trailers, $20 a piece. Thank you.